Yo, what's up? JFroz here, back with another video today. Today I'm going to be talking about diesel versus petrol cars. Whether you're looking to buy a new car or watching for entertainment purposes, hopefully this video should be of interest to you. Today we are going to be covering practicality and reliability, sound and performance. And we're going to be starting off with practicality. Generally, diesel engines last a bit longer than petrol cars due to the fuel that they burn and how they work, and generally diesel engines are not as under stress as much as petrol engines. However, with petrol engines, they generally work a little bit more under stress, so they're slightly more unreliable. However, I won't really go on that because petrol cars can also be reliable as well. It's really to do with what car you buy, so do your research before buying a car. Because obviously not all diesel cars are going to be reliable. However, generally diesel cars are slightly more reliable than petrol cars. And on the topic of reliability, diesel cars usually cost more to service. So if something does go wrong with your diesel engine, it's going to cost more to replace, unlike a petrol car. Though that is based on generally how it is, because all engines are different, and some petrol engines may also be expensive depending on what sort of car brand you buy and the engine size, which it all has a part to play in it, but generally diesels are more expensive to service. Also, on the other hand of price, you've also got petrol and diesel prices, and especially with fuel prices going up right now, this is quite an important topic. Diesel engines typically they typically burn less fuel, so it lasts a little bit longer. However, you shouldn't run the fuel under a certain part, because you shouldn't run it under like the red marker or something, or under a quarter, because you can mess up the DPF filter, so that's something to take into mind. However, diesel generally burns less fuel, however it is more expensive, so I guess it's like a win for win sort of situation. I think normally diesel would probably be a bit more cheaper on like that side. However, I'm not really sure with the cost of living going up. Also, diesel manuals are also a lot more harder to stall, so they're generally a lot more easier to drive, especially if you drive a manual like me. And manuals are typically more safer to drive from what I've heard, because manuals keep you concentrated. However, some people may prefer an automatic, some people may not be able to drive a manual, but manuals, when you typically learn how to drive them, they're generally a lot more safe. However, that's a topic for another video. I'm going to leave this all down to opinions. However, I think that diesel takes the win for practicality to me, but it's all about you really. I'm going to leave this mainly to decide for you, but I'm going to give my opinion as well. But I think that diesel is more practical and more reliable, as it's more reliable. However, there is a higher service cost, and also the fuel costs more. However, the fuel lasts a little bit longer, which might make up for it. However, you can get hybrids in that now, so I guess they're as practical as each other. Now with the sound part, this is all going to be down to personal preference. Both petrol and diesel tend to have both a unique sound. I think for general cars, diesel might sound a little bit louder. Like, I think the idling tends to sound a little bit louder than most petrol cars. However, I think petrol cars can sound a little bit more louder once you put an exhaust on there. Petrol cars tend to have a bit more of a roar to them, and they tend to rev a little bit more higher. They tend to have a little bit more of a roar and a rumble, I would say. When it comes to the actual engine and exhaust sounds, once you put an exhaust on there, I suppose. Though diesel tends to sound a little bit more smoother and doesn't have so much as a roar to it. Though both diesel and petrol both have different turbo sounds as well. Diesel turbo sounds have more of like a little to it, and then and petrol on the other hand is more got like more of like a sort of sound to it. Also, when it comes to diesel turbos, they also seem to whistle a little bit more. I will now throw up a few clips comparing the two. Right, so hopefully those videos should have helped you decide which one you like the sound of better. Personally, I prefer petrol more than diesel. However, again, I'll leave that for you to decide. Next up is performance. Generally, diesel engines offer more performance at low RPMs. However, petrol cars are usually more powerful, have a lot more power, and a lot more high RPM performance. And generally, for like speed-wise, you'd want petrol. Diesel engines generally have a lot more torque and acceleration than some other petrol cars, which makes diesel perfect for long range journeys and also off-roading. Though if driving fast is more of your thing, petrol would probably be more for you, though diesels can offer some performance as well. However, generally petrols have a lot more top speed and better road performance, and petrol cars can still accelerate pretty quick. So for performance, for daily driving performance, I would say diesel. For performance overall, I would say petrol, and I prefer petrol a lot. I think petrol would be more for like dropping a few gears, smashing it down the roads, you know, hearing that massive roar just sounds so more, it feels a lot more thrilling to me. However, you know, diesels can still be pretty fun, but you know, that's just my opinion on it. And I think diesels are just better for day-to-day driving and off-roading. But yeah, that just wraps up today's video. So please comment below which one is your favorite. And yeah, please subscribe, turn on that bell notification, like the video. And yeah, my name's Jay Froz. I'm out. Peace.
But these motherfuckers don't give a fuck about the medicine. They out making they motherfucking money.
Ooh, sipping on tea, there's mushrooms in it.